Hey, this is Chris from Guitar and Bass, and I'm here with Gil from GTC Sound Innovations, and he's going to show us exactly what the company's rather sci-fi Revpad can do.
What we got here today is the Revpad by GTC Sound Innovations. And the Revpad is basically, it's a floor unit which has all the effects in it. It has analog distortion and overdrive circuits and a whole bunch of other effects. And what's special about it is that it's all being wirelessly controlled by this XY pad I got right here on my guitar. And as you can see, there's no mounting procedure or whatever. It's just, you just pop it in and it stays there. Obviously, you can put it wherever you like on the guitar. And the basic idea is that you can have up to 8 effects per preset and have all of their parameters assigned to any axis on the pad. So what you basically get is like super dynamic control of all your sound and all your effects and everything, and it pretty much eliminates the need to bend over when you want to tweak your gain or you want to, you know, adjust your delay mix or whatever. And there's no more tap dancing. You just can walk freely on stage and do your thing. Let me show you a quick example of what I mean. Let's take just a clean tone and we want to switch to distortion. Now most of the time when we're going to do it in the studio, we're going to use crossfade to switch between those two. But when we're playing live on stage, these kind of simple things that we do in the studio become really hard to do. So with the Revpad, it's a no-brainer. It's just, I just swipe my finger it's really easy. If I need a little more gain, I just slide it a little bit more. If I need to take out the delay, I assign the delay mix to the y-axis. So now if I'm going like this, you can hear the amount of the delay is pretty out there. But if I go like this, see, and again, I can do the same with my clean tone or whatever is in between. So basically, this is just 2 parameters, like the distortion gain on the x-axis and the delay mix on the y-axis. So any point on the pad will give me a different mixture of those parameters and effects. Now this is the basic idea, but obviously, as I said before, you can have up to 8 effects per preset and all of their parameters assigned to any axis on the pad. So basically with just one swipe of a finger you can control like dozens of parameters at once. Okay, so let me show you guys how easy it is to use the Revpad. If we go to a new preset, you just go down here, you have 4 blocks for effects, and you go to page 2, you got 4 more blocks, so you got 8 in total. Now if we go back to the first one, I'm just going to use the wheel to choose any effect from the list. Let's go with distortion. And then I dive into the distortion. I go down and I have my parameters. The mix will be the mix of the effect while I'm off the pad. And the T mix stands for touch mix, which means that it's a different mix while I'm touching the pad. So I can tweak those two. If I put this on 0, I'll have distortion when I'm off the pad, and when I touch the pad, it's going to be a clean tone because it's on 0. And then I can choose types, and then I have my gain, low, mid, and high frequencies. And let me show you guys how easy it is to assign any parameter to one of the axes. For instance, if I want to assign my gain parameter to the x-axis, I just press the XY button once, and now it's assigned to the x-axis. If I want to flip the x-axis, I just press it once more. If I want to put it on the y-axis, I just press it once more. If I want to flip the y-axis, guess what? I'm going to press it once more. And if I want to unassign it, I just press it once more, and then it's off. Now I can assign the gain parameter to the x-axis, for instance. I can go to the mid section and assign it to the y-axis, and I can go to the highs and assign it to the green y-axis. And this is how you do it. You choose your next effect, whatever it might be. Let's take flanger, for instance, and you get the same thing. Mix, the T-mix. Speed, so I can assign the speed to the x-axis or whatever, the width to the y-axis, and that's it. This is pretty much how it works. You just go and do the same procedure over and over again with any effect. Okay, another very important thing to mention about the Revpad is that you can have there's no limit to how much pads can communicate with the same bass unit. So for instance, if you go live and you have like 4 guitars, you don't need to switch the pad between those guitars. You put 4 different pads on each guitar and you're set to go. Or you can put 4 pads on the same guitar and do some really crazy stuff. So it's really handy to have this option. Let me give you a few examples of what the Revpad can do. You can make some really cool pad sounds, like keyboard pad sounds, just something like that. Which is really nice. And basically I'm using here what we call the super dynamic kill switch, which you can change the fade in and fade out time so you can get some volume swells like I just did, and what we call our lush reverb with a little bit of delay, and basically that's it. And this is one of the cool stuff about the Revpad. You're using the same effects that we've been using for years, but in a whole new manner. So you can do some crazy stuff with the same effects that we've been using for years just by using it differently, thanks to the XY pad. Let me show you guys another example of another cool pad sound. Stuff like that, or kind of with more attack and thing. But it's kind of on the same thing, just the kill switch doesn't have any fade out, it just kills it right there. Let's say you're playing your Les Paul and you don't have your whammy bar or whatever, and you want to go for these kind of licks like that, you know. If you have a Revpad, it's easy. So it's kind of a virtual whammy bar, I guess. You can make up some kind of swell sounds with kind of a feedback vibe to it, because I have here my volume swell is right here, but when I swipe my finger on the x-axis, I'm gonna mix in the pitch, so it's gonna get me something like some kind of a feedback vibe into it. It's pretty cool. Another cool way to use the kill switch is if you put some pitch in it and distortion and stuff, and you can go like stuff like that. So it's really nice. Again, if we're gonna use some of those pad sounds I've been using earlier. then I'm gonna take off my hand off the pad. Check this out. It's really nice. Here, another cool thing we can do, we can add a little bit of a filter to it, and with the kill switch and distortion, with just a little bit of delay, and go for something like sounds like that. It's pretty cool. And if we were mentioning filters, this is a cool preset where the filter is off when I'm off the pad, but when I touch the pad you can hear the filter. So check this out. You can use the pitch to do some more like heavy sound. Stuff like that. And now we get to the fun part, which you can use the Revpad to make up some really cool arpeggios, like it's pretty nice. I mean, you can incorporate it into your own like fast playing or whatever. It's just pretty nice. You can get really crazy with that. It's really good. Another cool thing that you can use the Revpad for is playing the wah. Now, we've all been playing the wah in a certain way for many years now, but now you can have the wah right here. And it might feel strange a little bit at the beginning, but after a few minutes, it's as natural as it can be. So now it's programmed this way that when I'm off the pad, it's on bypass. And when I touch the pad, I engage the wah, so I can go for it. And again, when I'm off, it's on bypass. Now, another cool feature that we have in the Revpad is that freeze mode. If you see here, I got those 3 buttons right on the pad, and I'm using these ones to go between patches up and down, but I'm using this one to engage the freeze mode, which basically what it does, it means that it will freeze the last point I had my finger on the pad. So if I'm using the wah, for instance, and I got it here, and I go here, so just freeze the last point I had my finger on, and it can be really handy. I can use it to play some nice stuff with harmonies, so I can go. See, I'm changing harmonies here. Because actually, we got this thing that we call the easy tap mode, and you can actually divide the pad up to 3 different zones and have 3 different intervals. It goes the same way with the arpeggio I just showed you guys before. Again, you can divide the pad up to 3 different zones and have 3 different scales. Diminished, major, minor, all the other modes, whatever. So it can get really crazy. I played before with this preset, which I'm sustaining the chord and I'm just playing over it. And this is a really cool one. You play a chord, and it just sustains the chord, and then you can just play over it. Now I can stop it right here, or I can just do this, keep it sustained, and then when I go to the next chord, touch the pad once more and it sustains the other chord. So I'm also using it in a parallel routing. So actually I'm having the overdriven sound, but when I sustain the chord, it sustains it with its clean tone. So thanks to whole other ways of routing stuff, you can get some really cool sounds just because of that. Let's see a few more examples. Now this is a really fun one to play with. This is what we call the easy tap mode, which we're using the pitch effect to kind of make it easier to do those kind of tapping licks. So you can go like, so it's pretty nice. You can double tap it and do some nice. Some crazy stuff like that. It's really cool, really nice playing with that. Now, the most important thing maybe to say about it is that we are all guitar players. We have our own favorite pedals, you know, favorite units, whatever. And we will never ask somebody to just throw it away. Here's the Revpad. It will be the best thing that ever happened in your life, you know. So we appreciate that. And we gave the option to integrate your own gear into the Revpad's bass unit with two options, basically. There's an effects loop, so you can actually put a whole pedal board into the effects loop and control it right from your guitar wirelessly. Now it also has a MIDI port, so anything that has MIDI, if you have like a looper that is MIDI controlled, you can just do pretty much everything with that. If you want to use a Chaos pad and just put it, instead of putting it on your guitar, you just can put it on your pedal board and control it wirelessly right from your guitar. Let's say if you have your DAW with some drum loops or whatever, so you can just trigger it right from your guitar. You can control, basically, you can control all your audio environment wirelessly right from your guitar wherever you are on stage. So this is really, really nice and really dynamic. And I think music is all about dynamics, I guess. So it gives you all the options you can ask for and then some. So if you guys wanna check this out and go a little more deeper into details, you're more than welcome to check out our website. It's gtcsound.com. There's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube that you can see a few stuff that this amazing unit can do. And follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. We hope you like it.